wonder why it gets so dark.
Do we have a light? Turn on? No, that wouldn't work.
Yeah, it should be fine. Alright, hey, I'm Noah.
I'm Slibbies.
And we're here today to review Jawbreakers. Written by,
Your boy.
Yeah, your
Zach.
boy.
No, it's Richard C. Meyer.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I wonder. Well, anyway.
Didn't they mess up his name one time? So they started calling him Zach?
I don't know.
I don't know either. But, yeah, we're here to review Jawbreakers. The first one I've read so far out of the Comic Skate community. What'd you think?
Overall, really good.
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty pleased. It's just good fun.
Mm-hmm.
Good action fun. And, like, in the back, he talks about the Expendables and, like, G.I. Joe and stuff like that. I love, especially the Expendables. I love Expendables 1 and 2. And, like, G.I. Joe, all the, like, that military group squad, like, comedy in there. I just liked it. It was fun.
I really enjoyed the humor of this book. I thought that was really good about it. I enjoyed all the characters. Yeah.
Well,
I enjoyed the art. The art I really enjoyed too.
Yeah, this cover is beautiful.
By Ethan Van Sciver. Yeah.
But for the first one, like Lost Souls, I really enjoyed it. I liked the story. The villain was cool. The giant ape was cool. But I didn't really know any of the people, so I was just kind of reading it and like going through it. And it wasn't until the second issue in there, which is Jawbreakers, I think it's called like Volume 1.
Yeah, I for sure had a hard time telling like who the characters were. So then like when stuff was happening, I wasn't sure really what was going on. And
well, I was just trying to figure out
who was doing what and
figure out what their abilities were, because they were just like doing all kinds of stuff. But once I read the first one, I was like, it was all starting to click. And the first one, you get to know these guys a lot better. And so then when you go back to the Lost Souls again, it like makes it even better once you've read the first volume. And that's what I really like. So when I got to know them, and you can go back and read it. Plus, there's a lot of like in jokes, like when he yells "Your boy," that was cool.
Or the one in book. I'm not sure if it's book 1 or book 2 where Cuffs is saying we gotta go get the cheddar, and then Silkworm was like nobody says that anymore, which is I think it's a reference to Doug TeNapel, who gotta get that cheddar.
My people.
Which I thought was pretty funny that he included it in there.
But back to Lost Souls, the Predator reference where he's like, this basically when they're defeating the villain, he's like, "Killing me."
Which when I read it for the first time, I thought it was kind of an anticlimactic way to kill the main bad guy of that issue. I didn't get the joke until Zach explained that that's the joke of he's making a joke of Predator. Which then I was okay with, and I finally got the joke, and I thought it was hilarious.
Right, he was telling me it was like anticlimactic. I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
And I explained to him the reference, but
I don't get how I didn't see that when I read it, but
I thought it was awesome.
I would say my biggest complaint of the first story, which is Lost Souls, is the whole love story was unneeded and just throwaway, in my opinion.
Seems a little like kind of just there, but it doesn't hurt the comic at all. Like I think it's. I don't know. What would you put there instead? Just more like what?
I just would have cut it out, and I don't think you really needed to add anything.
Well, what's going to fill those panels?
More action. I would rather have more action than this love story.
Strange tactile. Yeah. I do love when they get like they both get smushed into the eyeball.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool ideas.
Yeah.
I also liked how the shaman just is like an IT worker.
Oh yeah. He's like in his age, he's like super young, but he just looks old because of the magic or whatever force he's using. That was funny. Also, that cyborg bad dude, I love his design. His cowboy hat and his weapons. And
Yeah, the design
cyborg
of the Marine, I think, is the red guy. What's his name? Devil Dog?
Devil Dog, or is it? Oh, yeah, it's gotta be Devil Dog.
Devil Dog. I really like the design of Devil Dog.
Yeah, he's cool. Also, we should probably say, let me get it up here. I know it's drawn by John Malin and it was written by Richard C. Meyer, but yeah, coloring Brett R. Smith, lettering Eric Weathers. That's for Lost Souls, which is mainly what this book was sold as, so we'll just stick with that. But John Malin kills it.
Yeah.
I love all this. It's just fun to look at. I also liked when he got his like sweet red. I thought it made him look even cooler for Silk. I guess that's the guy. They did that too. But yeah, anything else on Lost Souls? I mean...
Yeah, I thought it was a really fun, interesting comic.
I would definitely want more.
Yeah.
Like, of these characters, this is cool. I would like to see more from these guys. Maybe get to know them better.
Yeah.
Wiping out all those people. Great comic book. But,
what'd you think about book 1 and 2? Since it's kind of like...
Well, before we do that, I would like to see, like a 6-issue arc, you know? Like, where we get to, like, spend time on a story. Like, this was awesome. But,
which I think he was going for with book 1 and 2. And then he just never finished the arc. But I agree, it would be cool to see it.
I would love to just, like, there's, like, an arc we could go through so we can spend more time with these guys. And
which, if you could have fleshed out the relationship with Cuffs and Zaxi, you know, it could have worked, but throwing it into one issue randomly and like it's only on the love is only on like 1 or 2 panels, not even full panels. And then when she died, I didn't really care.
Well, yeah, like even to get to know the pilot better. Like I love the humor in this is good too.
Yeah,
like there's some really funny stuff in here. But yeah, for books 1 and 2. Like I said, I really liked book 1 because at the end of this one, I was like, okay, I kind of, you kind of know what, you get their powers and you kind of get who they are, but it's just like a general sense. You're like, you don't really know them. And then when you read book one,
you get to
that's
know them
when you really got to know them. Especially when it says their names and it's like says their like basically position in the squad, chaplain, sniper for Hell Priest. I was like, okay, But then, yeah, you just kind of get to know all about them. I also like the scenario, how they're just, like, there's a compound, and I guess they're there to kill people, even though there's hostages as well. I thought that was awesome. At the end, where the guy's like, I'm going to blow them up. Yeah. And you're like, we don't care. We're here for you. We're here to kill you. Yeah. He's like, so you're going to do it anyway? Like, either way, they're going to kill him. It's just like, but little did he know, Silk had them all wrapped up. Like, they weren't just sacrificing hostages. I thought that was really cool. Also, the tank part, where they're just they're pushing the tank in. That's why it doesn't register on their heat signature. I was like, that's a lot of cool stuff. I like that. But yeah, so definitely Lost Souls and Book 1 Remastered. Those are my favorite two. And basically, Book 1 made me like Lost Souls even more. So.
Yeah, because it fleshes out all the characters and you get to know them better.
I feel like there's like good like moments where they're like talking to each other too. In book 1.
And I love how Silkworm's like, I'm going to go bench press some Buicks, and he actually bench presses a Buick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like the characters in this and the universe that's created. I look forward to seeing more.
I want to see
in this
more.
Universe
for sure.
But
Book 2.
I'm curious to see if Richard's gonna continue after book 2 because they don't give it an ending. But book 2 is quite convoluted.
I like the art. The art is beautiful for book 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it was pretty straightforward. Like where it ends at, like the book 1 and book 2 do not feel like they should go together. Like book 2, it goes from that like military kind of a comic book. Then you go to book 2, And it's just like all this weird stuff like that, like
Yeah, events happen, and one event happens, and then another event happens, and it's not like a continuous. I can't think of the continuous
plot.
Story? Yeah, like a thread will start, and then another thread will start, and another thread will start. And it felt like a lot of different stories in one issue. It's a lot of different stories.
They're introducing a lot of people, like a lot of new people who they have history with, but we have no idea any of that. And it's like not in any of the other ones either, except for that Ninja Clan.
Yeah.
With Knife Hand. That dude's got sweet powers.
Yeah. Oh, and I didn't get some of like the random stuff would happen where Knife Hand just left.
Oh yeah.
To go on his mission for some reason. Like it starts like they go there to kill God King. And then a bunch of things happen to where we don't even get to God King by the end, and like it's just
there's weird stuff with like they travel. Was that time travel? I forget.
Like character dies. They then summon the ninjas. The ninjas then fall in the mines, and then they go over the mines. They meet Chalk, who is
apparently a villain from their past.
And then you go on from there before there you find out that Knife Hand. Can now he's no longer doing the Vow of Science because those people died, so he's leaving the group. Then you meet Chalk, who was like a high boss,
and like it's like a super like there's no crime in this society anymore, so yeah, it's just weird.
And then they find I forget who was the guy that was chained up, who then tells them a story of how God King came into being, I think, which then leads to the Totalizer coming to attack them, which then leads to being saved by their daughter, which then leads to that plane being destroyed.
But then they introduce his daughter, and then he's like, it's not my daughter, but it is his daughter, or like that kind of stuff,
which happens earlier in issue 1.
That's an issue
in book 1.
Oh, I didn't remember.
Because at the end of book 1, they land in like their guns disappear, and they're like,
no, I know that.
Yeah. And his daughter is in that. He's like, he's not my daughter. And then later in book 2, he's like, that's my daughter.
But yeah, there's just like so much thrown in. They like go into like what do you call that?
Well, they get saved
when your soul like leaves your body.
They get saved by basically kind of like a Doctor Strange wizard type of dude,
psycho surge.
Which then once he saves them, takes them into like the soul realm. They then his apprentice then kills the master.
Astral plane, or like astral traveling.
So the apprentice kills the master, which then they get stuck, and then he meets his wife while he's stuck in the astral plane. But then the apprentice is gonna kill
they use like
his
willpower
daughter.
to get
and then they use their willpower. But
that was the sweet part in the second book, though,
when
he comes out and he punches that guy.
He punches his head completely around. That was very cool. And then after that, you meet their rival mercenary gang that's against them. Like, I couldn't believe how it just kept going. Like,
so much stuff.
It was crazy.
All the time.
Yeah.
It was hard to keep track of.
Yeah.
But overall, this book is awesome. I love the first 2 the most, but then I thought book 2 was awesome. Book 1 and Lost Souls was like my favorite stuff.
I look forward to seeing what Richard comes out with next.
Yeah, I'm excited for this group's next adventures. And I hope we get like one giant arc with them. Like maybe if this whole book was like one arc, just about like one story they were going through, that would just be awesome. But yeah, overall, this was well worth it. Super glad. Got more Comicsgate coming.
Yeah, can't wait.
I already got Graveyard Shift by John Malin, who drew this one. Yeah. So that one's awesome too. We'll probably talk about it in another video.
Yeah. Peace.